Hi there, I'm Java Jim with First Line Equipment, and welcome to our YouTube channel for you newcomers. And thank you for coming back if you're a repeat video YouTube watcher for First Line Equipment. Hope you're having a great day today. Probably wondering why I'm hiding behind the box. Just for dramatic purposes. So, and for fun. What do we have in front of us? We have the Bellezza Inizio R. That came in this box right here, the Inizio or R Leva. I got a little confused with the Leva because for me, Leva means the big lever that you find over the group head. And what they mean here is the lever that happens right here on the side of the E61. Just to give you a little history about Bellezza, the company originated in Germany. In 2019, as I usually go to the host convention in Italy every 2 years on an odd year in October, they invited me to stop by their booth, like other manufacturers do. And the owners there wanted to get my feedback and what I thought about the machines. So we probably spent a good hour to hour and a half reviewing the machines, and basically what I said was we need to make these improvements, these improvements, these improvements, these improvements, and these suggestions before we even start to think about the brand and the models. And so what we'll do is we'll bring in one or two models. We received a sample, we did thorough testing on it. There were things that we wanted to be improved. Just to give you a little more history, the company originated in Germany with two partners, as far as I know, but the production of the machines are actually in China. And they work with their partners in China, and the only things that I was made aware of that are made in China is basically the motherboard, from my understanding, or the electronics, the PID. They said everything else comes over from Europe to get built into this machine. How true that is, I couldn't confirm, but I will believe them. The stainless steel is very high quality. The portafilters are high quality. The internals are high quality. The only little thing that may make me think is the boiler may be made in China, but maybe not, because other manufacturers, they do use different types of boilers. So, past all that, ends up happening. We get the sample, and there was COVID, and then there was delay after delay, and we finally received the machines from what we ordered in, I think, 2020. Finally received them in 2022. And we have the Inizio model. And the good part is, on a side note, is that we have Wi-Fi capability on these machines with your mobile phone. So the waiting, because of all the part supply chain issues and getting parts and all the issues that happened with COVID, it actually worked out to a benefit because we have a better machine. So just keep that in mind. The R stands for rotary pump. There is a V version, which we don't carry, that stands for vibration pump. This probably is going to be a 20 amp machine because it is 1700 watts. It is a heat exchanger. So you're probably going to be needing 20 amps unless you have 15 amps dedicated outlet with 124 volts going through that outlet, which is going to be close to impossible. Usually see that only in a commercial environment. So you're probably going to need a 20 amp circuit, even though the plug is for a 15 amp. It is also ETL approved. When you start looking at competitive models, they should have either a UL or an ETL approval because it basically goes through a safety analysis with these third-party companies, making sure that the wiring is good, you know, and it's not to say that companies don't have good wiring, but they go through extra safety checks and gives you some of that reassurance that you have those approvals. Like I said, the machine has excellent stainless steel. The finish is very, very good. We also have a stainless steel frame, and I even believe I advised them to lip the frame here for the drip tray. So very, very good. Now the machine is plumbable, but I don't see a slot here or any capability for draining. So that may be something I might ask in the future, but there is no capability right now for draining because it is a solid frame underneath and it's a strong stainless steel. We have the hot steam and hot water valves with the joysticks, and one test on the joysticks is, okay, so we have the steam wand there, okay, we turn it. Now, a lot of customers call and say, oh, I want the joysticks, I don't want the rotary knobs. Well, if you need something in between, you're gonna have to hold it there, okay? Or go full open. So if you're doing smaller amounts of milk, you're gonna have to hold it while you're holding the steaming pitcher with your other hand. So there is no in between on this. On other types of machines, that can be valves where you can actually stick it in certain spots. Not in every spot, but in certain spots. Bellezza says they have their own group head. Not sure about that yet. We have our hot water one, as I mentioned. We also have the lever. Now you just see the pump just stopped. We actually have on this machine built-in pre-infusion from 0 seconds, which is no pre-infusion, to 30 seconds, which you could program through here, or I believe through the Wi-Fi. The machine also has eco mode or economy mode, where it basically goes into sleep mode, and there are certain parameters where you can select certain times, like 35 minutes. It's in the manual here that comes in this nice accessory box. It's actually a very good, well-written manual compared to some other companies out there. So, very, very good feature. And it is a good sizable machine, has the nice big gauges here. They could get the smaller ones up here because you can see the lever can get in the way of one there. So a little pet peeve right there, but it is what it is. If not, you're going with the smaller gauges here. They do a nice job of labeling the valves here so you understand what each one is for, especially the newbies. And then we have our water cover here. I believe it's a 3 liter or a 2 liter reservoir. I got to look it up. That has a magnetic float in here, different than other companies. And then drip tray cover. I'm sorry, not drip tray, cup warmer cover. If you're going to use this to warm your cups, you need at least 2 hours. And there are vents in here. And then in here, there's a very large boiler, which I believe that's actually 2 liters. This may be 4 liters here. So nice removable cover with a nice handle. And this stainless steel cup guide or rail up here is actually very, very thick. This machine you could plumb in. There is a valve right down here to plumb it in for like I said, to a cold water line, not a hot water line. And then also if you want to use the reservoir. So you can go either way on this machine. Now, the one biggest thing that I advised Bellezza throughout the whole process was the packaging. Let me tell you, first time round here with this, double thumbs up on their packaging. Typically, when I see products that come out of China, the packaging is horrendous. I was quite pleased and impressed with the packaging that they used. And they even have a nice cover for the machine, which I did take off while we warmed it up. But it's double boxed, fabulous, fabulous packaging that I'm very impressed. And now we have here the accessory box or the goodie box. Included with the machine is your cleaning brush and a little scoop for your backflush detergent. And the cleaning brush, of course, is to clean the gasket, dispersion screen that's in the group head. Another impressive item in the goodie bag is this tamper that basically it has graduated ridges here, so you know how far you go down, and also make sure that you are level. Okay, nice quality tamper, very, very impressive with the Bellezza logo. There's an empty goodie bag here. It's actually the portafilter. Okay, dual spout, commercial grade width here on this side, double basket, and just a standard basket. It does seem like it had, I thought it had a serial number in there, but I guess not. My eyesight. If anyone hasn't noticed, I did get some new eyeglasses in the last few weeks. Also included, single spout portafilter. Not crazy about this. I'd rather use it with the blind. Okay, there is another little goodie bag in here. The blind that they give is not for the 1 cup, it's actually for the 2 cups. So it's a rubber insert that goes in the double cup basket, then you scoop in your detergent. And just a note on the detergent, don't overdo it. More is not better. The reason is if you have too much detergent go back, you can create clogs in here, okay, in your group head. So 1 scoop, I say less is more. Just keep that in mind. 3-hole steaming tip is standard. Included with the machine is a 4-hole tip with the gasket and a 2-hole tip. Now you may say, you know, they might have designed this to hold the tips up here. I'm not too sure, but it looks pretty good. You may say, why need the 2-hole tip? Well, if you're going to steam smaller amounts of milk, you want the 2-hole tip. If you're going to be thorough putting a lot of milk, 4-hole tip with the bigger steaming pitchers. The instruction manual actually says these accessories included. What it doesn't show you is what this double arrow sticker is for. So maybe Bellezza can comment and tell us what the sticker is for. I have a feeling it's for the group head right here to tell you to lift it up and down. Lo and behold, in the last 6 months, I've had customers with E61 machines having problems with their group heads. Okay, and the issue that arose was customers were basically only putting the lever at the 45 degree angle. Here I'm holding it, but they're like, oh, there's a problem with my group head, and they were just going from here to here, or they were just going from here to here. They didn't know that you go vertical on the closed position. You could do the 45 here for the pre-infusion, which you really don't need to do because you have it now built here in the PID, and then you have the pump on. Okay, so down is closed, all the way up is pump on, full action. What else do we have in here? We have the plumbing tubing. Okay, so on this, typically this side right here, with the elbow is going to go into the back of the machine, and this side gets connected to your water line. Now this does look like standard American fitting. This is not your typical European or British metric fitting, but we're going to have to test it out because it does look standard. And then inside the box, you may see this black O-ring, and I'm like, what the heck is this loose O-ring? Okay, and I have seen in the past with manufacturers, not Bellezza, but others, customers find an extra O-ring in the box. They're like panicking, oh my goodness. Just so you know, during manufacturing, if they drop an O-ring in the machine, they're not going to scoop it out. They're going to leave it in there, it falls to the bottom, falls out during shipping, and you have an extra O-ring. Where it belongs, I couldn't tell you. As long as the machine doesn't leak when you turn it on, you're good to go. This O-ring, if you find it, on the one side here, there is an opaque or white O-ring. This O-ring just goes into the fitting on this side. So if you find it loose on the inside, you know where it goes. As far as programming, you have your temperature here, 125. P stands for the pre-infusion, so you can go up. So we'll go to 5 seconds. Okay, hit set. You can program to 125, and the max is 135. Okay, and if you want to go down, again, you're setting for a heat exchange machine or a heat exchange boiler. Minimum's 110. Okay, so they have it preset at 125, hit set. Your eco mode, there's different selections for the amount of time to go into like a economy mode. We'll hit there. And then this L3, the L series is actually for connecting to your Wi-Fi. There's a little series of steps. You read the manual. Again, read the manual and you can connect it to your mobile phone. I'm not sure if it's only Android or Apple. We're going to do further testing with that because the prototype sample that we received never even had the Wi-Fi. So just keep that in mind. So a very, very well-built machine, something to look for at First Line here in the summer of 2022. It looks like we're going to have a promising brand. And just getting back to the history now, what ended up happening was the partnership of the original Bellezza broke up, and the group, I call them the Caramali group, but there's actually, I think it's called Leva, basically bought out the brand and the assets and whatever to bring Bellezza to the forefront. And their offices now have moved from Germany to either Milan or Bergamo, one or the other. I can't keep track. Everyone's changing things. It's difficult to keep track. At the end of the day, what's important to me is that there's a quality machine being built for and for First Line to be sold to you, our customers, so you have a great experience with a quality machine. And it's not just when you get the machine. We're looking at the machines from a long-term perspective, so there are less issues, because less issues for you means less issues for us. That's why you don't see every brand and every model at First Line. If a line or a manufacturer doesn't meet our standards over time, and we see them cutting corners or their quality is going down, and there have been some issues during COVID, and those we have to understand, we will drop them. So if you see a website that has like hundreds of brands, you're like, okay, do they really care about you, or they're just looking at the top and the bottom line? Here, my belief is less issues for you is less issues for us here at First Line. And then also what ends up happening is we get a lot of referrals from our customers because they're so happy with the machines and the experiences that they're having with the machines. Are there issues? Absolutely. Do we handle them? We do the best we can. But what's important is that we have machines that have the least issues. And usually, you know what happens? When First Line carries a machine, the other guys try to contact the manufacturer, and this has happened time and time again. Oh, First Line has the machine, we got to carry it. First Line has the machine, we got to carry it. This is what these guys do in the industry. They see once we carry it, if we don't have it, sometimes they'll get it, but a lot of times we don't care because the machines aren't that great after we evaluate them, and we're waiting for the manufacturers. And it has happened in the past where a manufacturer comes back 5 or 6 years later and says, hey, we made the improvements you suggested. And we're like, great, that's what we want. Okay, because less issues for you means less issues for us. And we believe that this machine right here is going to prove what we've seen built into it. Once again, this is Java Jim with First Line Equipment. Thank you for watching our introductory video on the Bellezza Inizio or Leva Espresso and Cappuccino machine. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. As I always say, I am very busy. I will try to get to them, but usually I can't. It's just impossible. You know, there's a lot of comments. We're putting out a lot of videos. And have a great day. And remember, this time it's espresso first, everything else second. Take care.